The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the special edition of The Right Side. The no spin, connect the dots, and the breakdown that you can't get anywhere else right here. I'm Doug Billings. Thanks very much for joining. Hey, if you like the content, and I know that you're going to, make sure that you head over to YouTube, please. There's about 160,000 people over there who have already subscribed, and they're waiting for you. YouTube, at The Right Side Doug Billings, at The Right Side Doug Billings on YouTube to get supplemental information, content about the state of play in America, both politically and within our society. All right, so today I'm going to go deep down on the single most intriguing story blowing up right now, the one that has the entire internet talking because it accidentally reveals everything wrong with the modern elite left mindset. And this is a perfect view of how they really think about minorities, especially black people. This is the jaw-dropping viral clip from yesterday that's been viewed by more than 25 million people, more than 25 million times. And it's perfectly just cringe, and it's so perfectly condescending that even some on the left are quietly cringing at all of this. So what I'm talking about is California Governor Gavin Newsom, you know, the multi-millionaire wine country Democrat who thinks that he's presidential timber for 2028. Well, he was on his book tour in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Rialto Center for the Arts. Now, he's speaking to a largely black audience that included Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens. It was supposed to be Gavin Newsom connecting, Gavin Newsom relating to these people. Instead, he delivered, it's what can only be called the most awkward, tone-deaf, pandering moment of the year. So the clip, word for word, is so profoundly open about how Newsom feels about minorities. I mean, he says, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you that I'm like you. I'm no better than you. And then this, Jim, he says this.
Just trying to impress upon you, I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
It gets a few chuckles. It doesn't dawn on most of the crowd until hindsight that he's making fun of them. And he keeps going. He says, literally, I'm a 960 SAT guy. You've never seen me read a speech because I can't read a speech. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. So, folks, let this sink in. The richest, most known, most connected Democrat in California, a guy who's been governor for years, he lives behind gates. He flies private jets, stands in front of black audiences, and then says that he's going to bond with them by admitting that he's a mediocre student who can barely read a teleprompter. He's not saying something like, hey, I overcame challenges and so can you. He's saying, see, I'm kind of dumb too, just like you guys. So we're all the same. Right. So this is not relatability, ladies and gentlemen. This is textbook soft bigotry of low expectations. And it's not new. This is the same mindset that has dominated the Democrat Party for decades. Tell certain groups that they're victims who can't quite make it on their own, and then lower the bar so they feel seen, and then act like you're the hero for doing all of that. Senator Ted Cruz nailed it in one perfect line that I read yesterday. He called it exactly what it is: the soft bigotry of low expectations. And then rapper Nicki Minaj. I don't follow Nicki, but I read about her. Certainly I know she's come out in support of President Trump. She went off on this thing too, and she posted, His way of bonding with black people is to tell them how stupid he is and that he can't read. So even some independents, ladies and gentlemen, and moderate Democrats are shaking their heads at this, saying, what on God's green earth was this? So here's the behind the scenes truth that you won't hear anywhere else. Gavin Newsom has been saying versions of this for years, folks. His team is now calling the backlash about all of this MAGA manufactured outrage and pointing to his dyslexia. So, folks, that completely misses the point. Nobody is talking about or mocking his personal struggles with dyslexia. The issue is using those struggles to pander to an audience by implying they share the same low ceiling. A 960 SAT, which is below the national average, is suddenly the relatable benchmark for these people. Meanwhile, the same party spends every day telling Asian American kids who score 1550, which is perfect, that makes them overrepresented and a problem. So you see, that's not empathy, right? You get it. That's it's condescending attitudes dressed up as compassion. And the historical perspective here is where we really see it getting intriguing. So this phrase, soft bigotry of low expectations, it was made famous by President George W. Bush back in 2000, but the mindset goes back way much further than that. It's the same philosophy that gave us the Great Society programs of the 1960s, trillions of dollars spent and generational dependency created, on that free stuff, free money, free programs, all the while telling people you don't need us because you can't, or you do need us because you can't quite do it on your own. I mean, the Democrat Party founded slavery and supported it for many, many years. They still, to this day, want to put people in shackles of dependency on these free stuff programs. It's the same mindset behind you can't get an ID to vote. Math is racist. If we hold standards, that's nothing more than white supremacy. And we've got to have equity over excellence. So Gavin Newsom didn't invent any of this. He's just the slickest, most polished version standing on a stage in Atlanta yesterday, telling a room full of ambitious black Americans that a 960 SAT score and stumbling over speeches is perfectly normal and even something to bond over. So think about what that does to people. When you constantly lower the bar and call that relatable, you rob people of the fire to reach higher. You tell kids that excellence is optional, and you normalize mediocrity and then act shocked when outcomes don't improve. Meanwhile, the Gavin Newsoms of the world send their own kids to elite private schools with sky-high standards. They live in gated mansions in communities, and they lecture the rest of us about equity. Sure. So this clip went mega viral for one simple reason. Normal Americans, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, are tired of being talked down to. They're tired of politicians who assume certain communities need the bar to be lowered instead of the opportunity to soar up above it. They're tired of the soft bigotry. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, this moment is waking people up. You are seeing it in the comments, in the shares, in the polls, etc. The same voters who've watched their cities struggle under these failed policies are starting to reject the condescension. They want leaders who expect greatness, expect it from everybody, not participation trophies wrapped in empathy. And this is a problem for the last several generations. We have created a group of kids, and now who are adults, who believe that everybody gets a trophy. The end of competition. The deeper, intriguing truth about all of this is that it isn't just about one gaffe in Atlanta. This is the mask slipping on an entire worldview, a worldview that says some groups need special treatment forever, that merit is optional, that the government's job is to manage expectations downward instead of lifting people upward. And that worldview has failed. It's failing in our schools, in our cities, and with our kids. And moments like this, raw, unfiltered, and caught on camera, are why more and more Americans are walking away from that radical communist-socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. And the good news is the American people are smarter than the elites think. We the people, believe in high standards for everybody. We believe in judging people by the content of their character and the results they produce. And we believe in the same shot at excellence that built this country. And when leaders treat us like capable adults instead of people who need the bar lowered to feel included, well, that's when real progress happens. So my message to you today, I guess, is share this clip. Talk about it at dinner. Talk about it tomorrow morning when you're having coffee at work. Post it, because the more light we shine on this soft bigotry of low expectations, the faster it dies. And the faster we get back to the real America way, the whereabouts where every kid in this country, no matter their background, is told, you can achieve anything, instead of, don't worry, 960 SAT scores are fine. I'm just like you. That's the intriguing story behind the viral moment. That's the one that the mainstream won't touch. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending these few minutes with me on the special edition of The Right Side. Don't forget, head over to YouTube, please, and subscribe to my channel over there at The Right Side, Doug Billings. You're going to find about 160 some odd thousand people who have already subscribed and are waiting for you. And if this hit home, hit that like button, share it now with somebody who needs to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this thing together for the Republic. I want you to believe that. God bless you. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the set of my show, Doug Billings. Hey, my good friends at EMP Shield, that's electromagnetic pulse, in case you're from Raytown, Missouri. Electromagnetic pulse could wipe out your home electrical system, could wipe out your vehicle. And thanks to the radical liberal agenda that was put forth under Administrator Biden and Vice Pretender Harris, there are lots of people in this country who want to do us harm. And maybe an EMP device would be their chosen weapon. But EMP Shield gives you a device that can protect you. This little baby here goes on your home outlets, a computer, a router, whatever you want to protect. And then they also have a larger model like this. You can still hold it in the palm of your hand, that goes on your vehicle battery so that you can get out of trouble from point A to point B. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug, ladies and gentlemen. Save yourself. Save your property. EMPshield.com. Promo code Doug. We're in this together, folks. Believe it. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.